Hello, my name is Mr. Wizard, and today I'm gonna present to you a small tutorial about learning Beatbox. The first step is closing Beatbox and opening Jummbus. It's a very important step because this is a mod of Beatbox, but it is better in every way. If you want to fully commit to it, you can also try Ultrabox. There's already a song in nice. Um, and it's a bit more complex than Jummbus. For beginners, I do recommend Jummbus. Then we're actually almost going to make the music, because we first want to check out the settings right here. So these are my preferences. Most of them I do recommend putting on. The reason why I use Jummbus instead of Beatbox is because of one simple thing, and it's the first step of making music. It is scaling. Songs do not. Songs aren't good if they aren't in a scale. They can use a scale that's not in here. Like I can pre-make a scale of my own, and it would totally work. But I want to keep it easy for myself and beginner friendly. I'm going to choose either major or minor. Basically, major is happy, minor is sad. What I found out is that minor can it can have a lot of feelings. It can be hopeful. It can also be like a beat hype. And it can be a lot of things. Minor is in that case a little bit spicier than major. So you would say like, oh, let's start in major then. I'm gonna start in minor, and the reason for that is because of chords. We're now gonna take a look at placing our very first notes. So this one we're gonna choose the type of the instrument, and we're going to retro presence. As you see, it took out like a million of them. We're gonna scroll down to the Game Boy Pulse. The Game Boy Pulse is the basic instrument. It is like if you want to have instrument, a proper instrument in Jummbus or a proper instrument in Beatbox, you have to have a game, at least like a chip tune, because the rest, honestly, the rest sucks. I usually prefer rounded for chords, sine, or if you want to be spicy, you can literally choose any of these, but I do recommend starting with either rounded or sine. We're now going to choose sine right here, but this is sine. As you see, it's very nice. I'm going to put the octave down. This is the octave score. So basically, if I zoom out right here, these are all the notes that I can handle. So like this is a very high pitch note, this is a very low pitch note, and you have everything in the middle here. And I'm just gonna scroll to like this one, like there's one more space right here, either here or here, a bit on the lower side. So now I'm gonna actually make the chords. The first step of making a chord is the bass note. The bass note is very important. The base of the note is just like the the spiciness of the chord. Like what note is it? Is it like a bit of neutral note, or is it like a little bit of exciting a bit of like exciting note? Um, so we're gonna put it just in C2, easy. And we're gonna try to make a sad chord. So if you want to make a sad chord, you go to the keys right here, yeah. And what you're going to do is you're gonna pick three notes here, because chords are a minimum of three notes. You can add more, but we're gonna start with three notes. And we're gonna just count up until we see the first or second sad note. The first or second minor note are those. I'm going to pick the second because otherwise it's gonna be very on top, and I feel like I don't have much breathing room if I have that. Obviously you can just pick a whole nother chord. You can just pick F and then like B. But we're gonna start. I'm going to start with C plus A minor, and then the last note you want to have less space between these. Important is count only the filled spaces, so not the black spaces. So if I start right here and I put one right here, um, it's gonna have it's gonna have like 5 notes, but only two of them are in the scale, so I'll have to put it here. C, A minor, and then we're gonna put D. I don't want C again because it's already here, so it gives less spice to the music. And then we're gonna press play and see how it sounds. As you can see, it sounds quite monotone, but also quite sad. The reason why it's quite monotone is because it is in it's only one chord, and one chord by itself. We can put this right here, and one chord by itself is going to sound boring. It's just going to sound boring. Um, we can add a bit of spice with the instrument itself, but that might be a video for another time since these are just the basics. You can either extend this and begin right here, or you can begin the chord right here. So like you have like this, and you have like this, and then here you start your last chord. But we're gonna actually put this right there because it's a bit easier to have simple chords we can build on. The next step is to make the second chord. So you could just do the same, like this time we're gonna go down a bit. We're gonna start with G, and then I want a sad note, so I grab E and C. But it doesn't sound connected in any way to like the last chord. Like if we listen to this, it sounds kind of weird and it doesn't sound connected. Take this one away, I'm gonna put it in D. Then I'm gonna watch out because these two are two minor notes. That's why I started with minor. Never have two minor notes in a chord that is not supposed to sound like scary. So we're gonna put this in F. We're gonna put this in G this time, and this one in D because it doesn't sound connected. We have to connect it. For the third note, so you see how it did go down. So this one it goes lower. So I'm actually going to put this one a bit lower as well. I'm going to put it in A minor. I think I want to put this in D to get a bit more of an oomph because these two are very similar, and then this one is a lot smaller. You see how like these ones, the top two are connected, but this one it's the top from this and the middle of this, so it sounds a bit more. It gives a bit more of an oomph. And for the last one, I'm gonna put very simple. I'm gonna press 2, and that's a chord sequel. Quick, quick short note. I forgot to mention the like hooks, right to the P. They are like how I'm moving the cursor right there. These are the shortcuts. You can pause the screen and read them right now. Or you can find a shortcut that you wish you knew for like 2 years and you just found out. The melody. For the melody, this is the most complicated part of the music. So we're gonna just go back to the instrument. We're gonna click retro presence. We're going to the Game Boy Pulse, and then we're going to choose a square, 1/4 pearls, 1/8 pearls. I'm gonna also put the scroll bar around here. Here is fine. It's basically, as you see right here, it's all similar to a square, but it just sounds a bit different than what it actually, it sounds just a bit different than the rest. I'm going to choose a 1/4, which I prefer to do that. You can also just pick a 1/8, it's whatever you prefer. So we're gonna just put down a melody. Very important, stay within the chords. I don't mean that every note have to be in the chords like this, but I mean that like at least 75% of the notes have to be in the chord, so you can do like this if you feel like that is still allowed, and it will still sound coherent enough compared to the chords. Make sure that most of them are in the chords. So we're going to make melody, and this is the hardest part for me. So I'm just gonna go and do something and hope it works. Okay, so you have your first melody. It sounds very sloppy, I know. I just made it in like 5 seconds. Let me be. Um, when we have the first melody, we're going to place our cursor like so on this, so it becomes yellow. We're gonna press C, as in Ctrl C, but just a C. You don't have to press Ctrl. And we're gonna press N, so it becomes 2. And we're gonna press V. So now it's very important. First, we're gonna add it to the scale. We might want to change a few thingies to make it a bit more different. But we aren't going to change. This is a long note. We're gonna let it stay in long note because it's very important that the rhythm stays about the same. This one can be right there. So we're gonna press C and V again, and we're gonna press C and V on this one again, and we're gonna put it back in the notes. Important. This is the bottom note, so you have to watch out for that. So don't like put this one, and then don't know where to put this one. It's very this one is the bottom note. This one is this one. This one is this one. Now we have a proper, almost proper. Okay, maybe it's not proper. It's fine melody. A decent enough melody for a tutorial. Okay, so it's very simple, it's very bad, but it works, and that is the thing that counts. Next up, you might think, oh, we're gonna add the bass, but we're gonna skip that and we're gonna go right to the drums. Um, the drums are quite silly since they don't have notes. They only have like these weird things, and it doesn't really indicate anything. You can go to like a chip noise and you get like, I guess this is like notes, but it's not really notes. It does see it as notes, like you can copy paste the, oh, it can only be in Ultrabox. Like in Ultrabox you can have like a melody and you can copy paste it in the drums like this. Very weird. It does see it as notes, but it aren't really notes. They don't really have notes, so you're just gonna have to kind of wing it and like see what sounds good with the rest. So I'm going to take a drum present, standard drum set. A lot of these drums are very situational, so I'm just going to stick with standard drum set for this one. And we're gonna just, I feel like this song needs a high pitched drum, so we're gonna just put something here and see how it sounds. So I'm just gonna make it fancy, and how do you make it fancy? You add more between notes and make things longer. Okay, so now we have a very basic drum, but the most important part is that it works. Then for the bass, we're going to add a new instrument. We're going to go again, retro presence to the Game Boy Pulse, and we're going to pick a nice triangle, or if you want to, you can do a sawtooth, if you want to be fancy. But we're going to take a look at how the drums were made, because it's like every note one, and then this one is long, and but this one has two notes. So we're gonna just put them all in place, of like where the drums at. So like this one is long. So instead of making it long, because I don't think it will sound good long, I will put two right here. Important to note is that the bass is always at the base. So I'm going to press, going to the second measure right here. I'm gonna press C and V, and I'm gonna put this all with the minus, like next to the zero. I'm gonna put that all down. Yes, the plus is up, minus is down. So we're gonna just listen to it, press S, or you can, if you want to, you can press them here or off. I press S. It mutes all other channel. You also have, whoops, you also have M mutes the channel. S makes that the only channel that's shareable. So I'm just gonna hear how it sounds. So it sounds pretty decent, honestly. But it's just the bass, right? So it's just like one line of notes. So we can make it a bit more spicy. I did a very few notes with this one, um, because I don't feel like it fits with this specific bass. It might fit at your bass, so just try to figure out how. Just try to figure out what you think sounds best. So this we now made the first step of making music. I do think the melody is way too loud compared to the rest of the music. So I'm gonna go to the melody. So the melody in this one is channel 2. This is channel. One instrument is a channel. And we're just going to volume, and volume is just how loud is the instrument. So it's like the most basic setting of instrument settings. Um, yeah, and that's now a almost proper music. I don't like how the melody is, but it doesn't matter because this is just a tutorial. Um, and then we're going to arrange the music. So I'm just gonna grab this. I'm just gonna move my mouse, press in on the mouse, and just move it all over here. So like I'm just grabbing all of them, pressing C, going to the top one of this one, and pressing V. Going to the top of this one, pressing V. To the top of this one, C. If you want to have more room, you just go to the last one, and you either press this one and say insert bar after, or the easy way, you just spam enter. You want to lead with an instrument, and you want to get off with an instrument. So I think it would sound best if we didn't have the melody at first, if we didn't have the drum at first, if we just had the chords and the bass. And then we can also just turn off the melody for the first bit here. Okay, so now melody is introduced. But it doesn't sound like, this sounds kind of like empty. That's partially because the instrumentals are not good, but I also like to add something that I call the Dylan formula. Dylan is a friend of mine. He teaches me music and basically the basics of music. And he also worked on inside. You press the, you take this one, you go to the second thing. So like right here, it begins. You press C on this one, V. You're gonna retake this. So you're gonna reselect that. You're gonna move up. And you're gonna press plus until it's there. Now you're going to retro's presence, and you're going to pick the game levels and the 1/8. So if you see here, we have the 1/4 together with the 1/8. Okay, so then you want to round off the music. So how do you round off the music? You just put all instruments down. You pick one. This time I'm going to pick this one. And you're just going to, we don't need this, like backspace is to remove one. So enter and backspace are to place and remove them. And we're just gonna put that one there. You can do some spicy stuff with it. With like if I press X, you can add more pitch channels. You can add more drum channels. We should also see here mod channels. I also might do a tutorial on that one. We'll see if we get there. But basically that's sums it up, and that's how you make a at least a little bit proper music with using Jummbus and absolutely not using Beepbox. Thanks for watching. Comment if you have any questions, and or if you want to say if or if you want to recommend a tutorial that you want me to do. This is new for me. This is my first tutorial, and it went pretty well, I think. Anyways, I'm gonna round up.